Whoa! King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard. PetroDragonic Apocalypse. This is the latest project from prolific, heavy psych, thrash, country. So many genres to keep track of. And on this album, they're going back to that thrash sound that they introduced on Infest, the Rat's Nest. Now, last year was a very, again, prolific year for the band. All of these albums came out, but I really just want to get into this one here, this PetroDragonic album. This album's MO seems pretty clear from the start with the multi-phased motor spirit. There are so many riff and solo ideas being thrown around on this 8-minute cut, it's kinda hard to really describe it all succinctly. We get classic sludgy chugs and thrashy melodies, a tribal perk-heavy cooldown portion at the midpoint, a lo-fi heavy psych portion towards the back end, lyricism that details a dystopian hellscape caused by our own industrial hubris, mantra-like chants of Motor Spirit on this track get wedged inside my grey matter. The grinding riffs and pummeling bass drums are a fantastic foundation for the call and response chorus on the second track, SUPERCELL. This album really does make me feel like the world is on fire after a nuclear war has broken out and we are all just running for our lives. To no avail. The swirls of guitar at the finish line totally engulf the mix, adding to this claustrophobic chaos. Palm-muted thrash riffs and straightforward drumming converge on the third track. Odd time signatures add some rhythmic throttle. Another neat little hand drum section does well to add some dynamics and chop up the flow of the song. I do get a sense of musical deja vu on this one though. The overall performance perhaps isn't as death-defying as a lot of the other cuts here tend to be as well. WITCHCRAFT brings one of my favourite guitar/vocal melodies on the entire album. Yet another unorthodox groove, which I believe is a set of 7 and a set of 6, stays consistent as winding guitar licks cycle through a series of very angular melodies. The fuzz and distortion comes back for the final leg and feels so much more impactful given the extended psych rock passage that we just travelled through. GILA Monster Monster is a song that I think I preferred more when it was a single. In the context of the album, it does lose some of its luster and feels almost generic. The GILA group vocals are a sprightly little addition to an otherwise very doomy, heavy psych number. I also have to note the lead vocals are super muffled too, especially in comparison to the rest of the project. They just get buried completely, which is a shame. They could have had a lot more impact. I suppose you could call Dragon the title track. The main refrain is the title of the album. It is another multi-phased odyssey with plenty of instrumental variety to offset all of the blistering riffs and growling vocals. This is a really important cut lyrically too. The apocalyptic imagery built up on this album fully comes to a head, with Stu churning out graphic imagery of a fabled beast emerging from the sky and just raining hell on humanity. The song closes out on some urgently performed riffs, jagged drums and bass. It's a total flurry and sets us up for the incredible closer on this thing. FLAMETHROWER, another 9-minute epic. The speedy bursts of brittle guitar, the impeccably tight, versatile drumming, the tasteful bass playing, it's all here, it's all turned up to 11. Suddenly, all this madness gives way to yet another very tribal, hand percussion-filled jam. We get some sun-kissed layers of guitar droning away over the top of all this. We get what sounds like some vocoder singing as well. Also some very serene synthesizers to mellow out the harsher edges. It basically turns into a psychtronic jam and brings the album back full circle with the motor spirit refrain from the opener. Amazing! Might even be slightly better than Infest the Rat's Nest. Sure, there are a couple of tracks here that don't quite match it with the rest of the album, but that is hardly a reason to dock major points. The ambition is dialed up, The punishing mix of thrash and psych is dialed up. The grooves feel even more visceral and dizzying. The dystopian imagery is equally as vivid and foreboding. And the mythological elements are given so much more priority than they had on Rat's Nest as well. This might be controversial, I'm sure. I know Infest is a beloved album, but this thing absolutely rips, and it is very watertight. There's not much more I can say about it. Listen to it. It's awesome. It's awesome. It's awesome. 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 This thing is the shit. 8.9 out of 10. That's what you get. Do you like this album as well? Please tell me. Please tell me if you like this album or not. Your feedback is much appreciated. This album is much appreciated. I love the smell of apocalyptic King Gizzard albums in the morning. Don't forget to, well, you know what I'm about to say. Like and subscribe. Jesus damn H Christ. Like and subscribe. There's no reason why you shouldn't. I mean, I'm great. I'm a great guy. I'm fun. I'm swell. I'm full of joy and energy and fun, and it's just non-stop fun. What could be better than listening to a total maniac ramble about his favorite and least favorite albums for however many minutes straight? It's a winning formula, and you should appreciate it. I guess that's the end of the video. Bye. Fuck my cunt.